Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to the next chapter of the Lightning Library, the series where we take an in-depth look at every entry released in the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Today we're going to be taking a look at the second entry, the second roleplay entry in the Lightning Collection that is not a figure, and this was the fan channel exclusive Mighty Morphin Dragon Dagger that was released during the summer of 2020. So this retailed for $59.99. So it is, $20 cheaper than the helmets, and it is about the price of 3 Lightning Collection figures, but then again, it is a roleplay item, so you're going to expect to pay a little bit more of a price for it. And when I say it is a fan channel release, that means it was not actually in stores like at Targets or Walmarts, but you could find it in stores at GameStops, and it was mainly an online exclusive via Hasbro Pulse, Entertainment Earth, GameStop, Big Bad Toy Store, things like that, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to get it like on Amazon or something. So, we're going to take a look at this box here, which is a pretty big box. It's definitely one of the bigger boxes in the Lightning Collection for sure, but it still keeps with the whole aesthetic of the Lightning Collection packaging, which is something that I really appreciate here. So they actually have this labeled as an 18+ item, which the regular Lightning Collection figures are labeled as a 4+ item, so you definitely know this is supposed to be more of a collector piece here. It will take 2 AA batteries there. And I believe that you had to provide those. I do not recall 100%, but I think you did. So basically here, you get the Dragon Dagger, you get this beautiful outline of the Dragon Zord right there, and then you get brand new Tom Whalen box art right here, which is essentially his same box art he did for the Fighting Spirit Green Ranger, where it's looking straight on, but obviously there's no silver stripe there, because this is the actual, accurate Mighty Morphin Green Ranger, and not the Dino Thunder Fighting Spirit one. At the top, we get the dagger there. At the bottom, just a bunch of, legal jargon. And on the back, you kind of just get to see what does the dagger do. It plays music. It has the remix mode. It has the little lever for the lights. It has the things that you can do the Dragon Zord call. But this is what's really cool, is that this makes it a really nice display piece. This is a flap that lifts up, and you can see where the dagger was in the background there. It has the Dragon Zord coin. You also get brand new Tom Whalen box art of the Dragon Zord, which he has not officially released the full print of as of the time of this video, and I would love for him to, because it looks so awesome. And it goes really nice with his main Ranger artwork there. Then you get a nice picture of the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger and the Dragon Dagger. We're going to take a look at the actual Dragon Dagger itself. And first, let's go ahead and go into the history of the item. The Lightning Collection had already started to dive into roleplay items back in 2019 with the White Ranger helmet. This was a good start for Hasbro's non-figure items, as this was something similar to what Bandai had done in their Legacy line, but it was an entry that they never got to. When it comes to classic items from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it was only a matter of time before Hasbro would be remaking some of the Legacy weapons into Lightning versions. The question was, how would these compare to Bandai's offerings in both quality and price point? For a while, the next roleplay entry was unknown for the Lightning Collection until the week of New York Toy Fair 2020. On Tuesday, February 18th, 2020, only a few days prior to the Toy Fair panel, at GT Prime 17 would stumble upon a listing for the Lightning Collection Dragon Dagger on the distributor website Southern Hobby. The listing was taken down soon after, but the info is now out there, and with Toy Fair being so close, it seemed very likely that this would be one of their big reveals for that weekend. Early on Saturday, February 22nd, the morning of the day that the panel would be taking place on, Amazon Italy posted promo shots for the Lightning Collection Dragon Dagger. These showed that the box would be keeping in the same style as the rest of the Lightning Collection and would feature new illustrations from Tom Whalen. Later on that day, the dagger was revealed to the public following the reveal of Lightning Collection Wave 5. The dagger would be out in the summer of 2020 and retail for $59.99.
Can you show us how that works, please?
Okay, I hope I don't mess it up. All right, here we go.
Ah, you're such a show-off!
A prototype was shown on the Toy Fair floor that advertised the features of the dagger lighting up and having a playable key on the flute portion to actually play the Dragon Zord summoning tune. Now, compared to the Bandai release, this Hasbro version would remove the chrome aspects and die-cast elements of it, but it would be $20 cheaper than that Legacy version, and would actually come with a display stand unlike Bandai's, but somewhat actually similar to the Tamashii Lab version of the Jew Ranger version of this. While the dagger was slated for an August 1st release, the first video reviews would begin popping up on July 3rd, as Hasbro sent out some units for review purposes. By the end of the month, the Dagger was already in stock on GameStop.com and in store, but not only that, it was already on sale for $47.99, $12 off of its retail price. Like the White Ranger helmet before it, the Dagger has spent most of its release life in stock at most places, and has only recently begun to sell out online. So here is the Dragon Dagger itself, and it's a pretty hefty item. I mean, it's not like a heavy item, but it's just a nice size. Like, this feels good in the hand. It's like, I feel like it's pretty show accurate in size. Now, I don't have the Legacy version to compare it to, so to me, this is the best version of the Dragon Dagger I've ever owned, because the only other one I ever owned was the 2010 lightsaber one that was an infamous release during the reversioning toy line. So the stand is just a simple stand. It's very similar in plastic quality to the ones that the helmets come with, which is to be expected. You do get this nice picture of a side profile of the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger there. But in the box, it's just kind of separated into 3 pieces. Nothing too crazy. You just clip one of them in there, clip one of them in there. It's very hollow at the bottom. It just sits there, and then the Dagger just rests on top. It's not clipping in or anything. Nothing too crazy there, but it is something that I do appreciate having. So I'm going to get a couple of my little minor gripes of this toy out of the way first. The first minor gripe is the fact that this does not have an off switch. This is something that will also be plaguing the Lightning Collection Power Morpher. It is just a trend in toys that I do not like at all. Bandai Japan is infamous for it in all of their different sound gimmicks for the Kamen Rider and Super Sentai franchises. Another thing is that they kind of went for this stylized look. We'll kind of zoom in here. They went for the stylized kind of rust look on the blade. Oop, I knew I was going to bump the button eventually. On the blade of the Dagger there. And I'm not a huge fan of that either. I kind of just wish it would look more pristine like it does in the show. And then also, I don't really know how this even happened, but the coin design down there is not the official Dragon Zord coin design. You can see there's like those little rivets or whatever in the foot, because that is a fan designed coin. It is done by JC over at the Henshin Vault. It is his design of the Dragon Zord coin and not the official one. So yeah, a fan design made it all the way to an official product. So not sure how that even happened. I know he was asked about it once on Ranger Board and he said he couldn't comment on it, so I don't know if there's some kind of thing going on or some kind of discussion going on between him and Hasbro to resolve something with that or something, but it's crazy that it even was possible to make it here. So basically there's, all of the buttons here. You have a button down here. When you just click it, it just makes it kind of honk. But that's mainly for the remix mode. You have this lever here, which we can go ahead and demonstrate the lever. What the lever does is it's just going to make the blade light up. So then you basically kind of get a lightsaber, I suppose. I don't really know why it does that, but it does that. So here's the light in the dark. So you can see it definitely is a, pretty light there. So that is pretty cool, not gonna lie. So, of course, you can play whatever kind of song that you want. Now, there is like a mode to where if you don't want to have to learn the different keystrokes, you can just turn it to the little dial here, and then it will just play the full song without you having to do the actual tune. And then the third one will just play the Mighty Morphin theme. And I think you get the deal, and I don't want to play too much of it because copyright stuff. But there is the remix mode. So the remix mode is interesting to say the least. First of all, show off, because you're going to have this button for the remix button. So what's basically going to happen here is when you hold this down and then play any of the keys, it will play deeper versions of the keys. But remix mode fully will be going to the one that plays the tunes, and then you can remix the different versions of the songs here for whatever reason. So we'll play the Mighty Morphin tune. Hold down that button. I have no idea why that's in this toy. but it's something you can do. So you just hold it down, you get different styles. That's my favorite one. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know why it does that, but they built it in if that's something that you want it to do. Now I do want to show off the instructions here. So it is helpful here. They do give you a flute playing tutorial. If you want to figure out how to play the Dragon Zord tune, it does show you how to do it, which is very nice. Or you can just try to, I've just had it memorized. But if you do need to refer to it, it is there. And I can leave that up there for a second. You can do that, and then it just shows you how to put the stand together. But it is nice that they give you the instruction manual, because it's a main selling point of the toy that it can do that. And I can see why people would want you, you would want to figure out how to do it. Here I am on the other side of the camera here. I'm going to go ahead and do the Dragon Zord tune. It's very hard for me to do it backwards, so we're going to do it this way. So it is pretty cool that you can actually do that. So I like this thing a lot. It's a pretty neat item, and it is certainly more toyetic than the Bandai Legacy version, but that's what it's going for. But I still think it's a very nice piece. It's not very heavy, because you don't have all that die cast in there. It's, I think, a pretty good price. The remix mode is fun. I could see that being fun for kids or something like that. If you just want to ignore it being in there, you can ignore that it's in there and never have to refer to it whatsoever. That's perfectly fine. So that's going to do it for this week's entry of the Lightning Library. Be sure to join us next week when we take a look at our first vehicle in Ranger 2-pack entry, when we took a look at the Amazon exclusive SPD Omega Ranger and the Uniforce Cycle. I thank you guys for watching this week's episode. I'll see you all next time, and until then, Tokusatsu forever.